Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. Before we jump into the action, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps our channel to continue to grow and it allows us to create more content such as this. Especially if you like our shorts, because apparently people are liking some of our shorts. If you want all of the dramatic and comical and inappropriate moments that happen inside of our universe to be posted as shorts, well, like, comment, and subscribe. It's how we get to do all that shit. In addition to that, if you want to support us even further, consider becoming an NPC lover, as you'll be able to support us financially directly by joining us for just a few dollars a month here on YouTube. And if you're interested in joining our community, you can join our Patreon down in the link or in the description down below. Anyways, let's get to it. Players, where last we left off, you all had participated in some of the festivities of this remembrance that you commit to for Galen, your fallen friend and ally. In doing so, you met a handful of the family members of Kadamas, realizing probably for the first time for many of you that Cade is not short for Kadamas. Cade is his surname, and so everyone in his family is Kadamas. So you're kind of dealing and reacclimating with having to call him Cade or Kadamas or Caddy or anything else you want to do out of all of that. And after you were meeting a few of them, they all seem to have very vibrant personalities or extreme personalities. Despite the one individual who has almost no personality at all being very, very, very attractive in Gray's mind. Who would have thought? All looks, no personality. But anyways, as you interact with... Come on, he was so dry. Like, so dry. But anyways, after interacting with all of this, you were all accepted to stay at the Cade family estate, where you learned a little bit about the culture of Valen, and some of you stayed behind to either butcher a chicken or sleep or take a bath. But as Cade is the last person awake right now, sitting on his balcony, you notice an individual who's kind of sitting beside the balcony, not very far from you. He doesn't look like he's from around here, and you don't recognize him immediately, but a couple of people passing by look over at him and look at you and just keep walking, minding their own business. Dar, would you like to describe yourself?
Dar is a tall, male elvish figure in a hood and robes with a crossbow strapped to his back, and long brown hair that's not very well kept. And that's that for now.
You're muted.
When you say beside the balcony, do you mean... What do you mean
Like
by
on
this?
some of the rocks, just chilling.
Okay. Like, I'm trying to think if it'd be odd for him to be there, kind of thing, in my mind.
I mean, it's a little uncomfortable for most individuals, but he seems to be relaxing on it fairly easily.
But good afternoon. Well, good morning now. Yeah, good morning. Kind of giving you a strange eye.
Good morning. Were you a friend of the recently deceased?
Yeah. I was a good friend of him. You?
Never met him. I just heard a great warrior was put to rest here. How long have you known him?
Oh, for about 3 years. Yeah, we're gonna make 4 years.
You must have a lot of tales to tell.
Oh, I have many tales I could say about him. But I am about to go to sleep. Are you, not to be rude, are you new in town to Valin? I don't think I've seen you before.
No, I just arrived.
Did you take the trial yet? Are you a member of Valin? You come to join Valin? Come to take the trial?
No, I'm just a wanderer. I was passing through when I heard about the rites.
Words pass fast, huh? Well, welcome to Valin, I guess. I hope you respect the customs and don't get into trouble here. And I hope you enjoy your stay here. If you want a tour of the town, if you spot me tomorrow in the festival, you can contact me and I'll try to assist you with a tour of the town the best I can.
Sure, I'll do that. Thank you.
Chad is just very awkwardly looking at you, kind of. It's like, yeah, I'm about to go to sleep on my balcony and I just met a strange guy out there, kind of thing.
Yeah, this was not the setup I was imagining, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, if you want to help with a tour around town, I'm going to be showing some people that are new to town too, also around Valin. Do you have a place to stay for tonight?
No, I guess I was going to find some place in the woods.
I can't remember. Do we have an inn in town or like a place where travelers can stay?
No.
Like travelers.
You have homes. You have homes.
We don't get many
If
travelers.
somebody is a guest to Valin, they stay in somebody's home that they're a guest of.
Are you a guest of anybody or no?
No, I was just passing through.
Come with me. Cad quickly puts on some decent or.
Uh-oh. Someone froze.
Quickly, screenshot him. We'll meme it. Screenshot him.
Close 1 sec.
He was
putting
on some.
Boom.
Oh.
All right, so you were saying you're
Got
putting
it.
on some
I got it.
All right.
You were saying,
Have we-
Cade, you were putting on. Cade, you were saying you were putting on some Barry White.
Some better clothes on.
Have we even
Yeah.
traded names yet?
No, I don't know who you are, but we could probably talk about that later. First,
Okay.
can I get dressed? I'm gonna see if the owner of this home would be mind you being a guest of us.
So you're gonna run back up another 100 stairs?
Yep, going back up the 100 stairs. Gonna be like, we have a guest. He doesn't have anyone that can have a home tonight. We have room. Father, it's okay if he stays with us, or do you want to push him with anyone else that has an open slot for the night? Basically, asking the
can
owner
stay
of the
with
home.
us. He can stay with us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just set him up on the couch. And he looks over at you, Dar. And then just back at the pyre.
Back down we go.
Alrighty. Do. Oh my god, it is exhausting moving across Valin. No wonder
Yes, it
everybody in
is.
here is in such great shape. Like, whew.
It's a natural workout. Keeps everyone
Yep.
fit.
So.
Didn't quite catch your name. Anything I can call you for tonight?
Oh, yes. My name is Star, and yours?
Cad. You can just call me Cad.
But you can call me Honey for the night.
That comes later.
Goma Bear for a reason.
Dar looks around for a second.
Come in,
like
come on.
he-
The couch is this way.
Thank you.
You can put your armor down if you have any weapons in the rack. Armor can be put on a stand if you need to. Stand kind of thing. If you need food, the kitchen's over there. Please don't steal anything, or else. Just giggles twice. We'll be getting up early tomorrow. Do you want me to wake you up early? I plan to wake you up in 3 hours now. Yeah, 3 hours.
Yes, please.
Okay. Have a good nap, because no longer is a rest. It's now a nap.
So yeah. You go back upstairs, Cade, and as you look over at your door, which is directly beside Caprinius and Callus's room, you see Gray walking away.
Just a big smile. Just smile as she walks by her. Not saying a damn word, but looking at her. Walks and closes his door. Oh wait, you could have just stayed. His one comment is, you could have just slept there in the room.
There was nothing like that.
He closes the door, makes that one sly comment, and closes the door.
So anyways, allow us to fast forward a little bit, folks. Morning rolls around. And you hear the music of the town begin to illuminate the entire area, making it impossible for any of you to sleep in, even if you wanted to, as today is the Trials Day, a major celebration here in Valen, where they will reevaluate all of the citizens, all of the soldiers that live here, and see who is going to be marked as the best of each category as a whole, as well as the challenge of getting to decide who the next elected leader is going to be. Now, Valerie and Vanessa have gone up against one another for the past 6 years, Cade. And Vanessa has yet to win. Or Valerie has yet to win.
Valerie's yet to win. Her mom's always wants for.
Yup. But anyways, as you all are woken up to the loud music and celebration beginning already, none of you complete a long rest, by the way.
Okay.
You
That
don't
only
think
is a
I
short
have
rest in it.
deafness prepared?
For 1 whole minute, congratulations.
Wait. I can.
And his
Yeah.
concentration.
Fuck.
How long
Med-
can I meditate for 4 hours?
It's
Oh,
not even 4
absolutely.
hours. We were 3
No,
hours.
4
remember?
hours. It was 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. 4 hours.
Oh, perfect.
I get
Yeah.
rest. Haha.
Yeah. Not that you did
Dad just
anything
wakes-
yesterday, anyways.
Cat just wakes up happily. Little bags in his eye, but still morning person.
I'm not out of
Eh.
my bed yet. I'm laying there.
You do hear a very loud drum beating down the hallway. Boom, 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 boom.
Gray
boom,
is searching cabinets for like the strongest tea that she can find.
boom. As you're doing that, you have Callus kind of step up next to you and like leans against the counter. Did you have a good rest last night? And his tail reaches up and pulls the teacups down for him and starts setting them up.
Yes.
Wonderful! And he goes and starts preparing a little bit of drink for everybody in the morning. Now, Gray, as you're in the kitchen, you do hear a voice. You turn over, and you see a fairly short, by comparison of everybody else in this establishment, woman standing there. She has tribal makeup placed upon her face to accent all of her being, and her hair is tied back into a massive braid, a single lock that goes all the way down. And inside of the locks, every 3 or 4 kinks, there is another feather in it. She has 4. You must be our guests. My name is Victoria. Pleasure to meet you. And she walks over and offers a hand.
I will shake it. Gray.
Callus straightens himself up a little bit. Hi, Mom. How you doing? I'm fine, Callus. Thank you. How are you? Doing great. Doing great. Wonderful. So you must be the guests that came here with my middle child, correct?
Yes. I'm friends of Kadamas.
Move your mic a little closer.
I'm friends with Kadamas.
Friends. Wonderful things, aren't they?
Yes.
Very good for you. And she, like, pats you on the shoulder a little bit. Don't waste your time with that tea. That's for all of them in the house. They all like to scavenge for whatever's the best. And he just smiles over at her. How about a nice green? Ginseng?
I need something with some caffeine.
Ginseng it is. Cade, you come downstairs.
Yep.
And she turns around over towards you and just walks over with her arms wide spread.
Big hug.
Oh, there's the baby boy. How have you been?
Been good, Mom.
Ah, missed you. She pulls away and, like, kisses you on the forehead. Hey! She, like, squeezes your arms. Did you get faster?
I'm finally able to keep up with Copernicus now.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow. That's
Kept
quite
up
a
with
feat.
even kept up with Valerie the whole way back to Valen.
Oh. Because I heard you were on a boat.
I didn't make the swim. Faster, not more.
Of course. Don't worry, honey. It's fine. And she, like, pats you on the shoulder and, like, rubs your back a little bit. And please, go get my my nice set so that your friends can enjoy a little bit of green tea and ginseng, okay?
No problem.
You know where it is. It's right upstairs.
Yep.
As he
That
goes, like,
is-
running up the stairs, she leans over to you, Gray, still smiling, so very nice and sweet, and just looks you dead in your eyes. If any of you get him killed, I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth and make sure that you are torn limb from limb apart.
I'm a cleric.
Good. Then you can regrow your limbs. And she, like, pats you on the arm. Then Callus
Around
comes up. Don't worry, she's a little protective. He's the
Around this
baby
time
bird,
I'll-
after all. Yeah, kid.
Around this time, I'll come down.
It's
Or-
alright. I have threatened other people who could have hurt him. I understand.
Good! Now, I hope that doesn't put a sour taste in your mouth or anything. I just...
No, it doesn't.
Flea, you're walking past, and you see Victoria walking up a well, and she stops. Hello, friend. I'm Victoria. Cade, pleasure to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you.
She'll shake your hand. Excuse me, and keeps going upstairs. Forrest, right outside your door, you hear the drum. Now it sounds like there's two sticks. Bum 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 bum.
He's just curling in a ball, just agonizing, not.
Come on, everybody. You don't want to miss out on the first strike.
Is there a role doing this? I'm guessing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's fucking with him.
Nope. Just
wanna-
just undercovers, just like nope.
If you want a rule, if you still remember how to do the high pitch noise, my violin is still in my room. For the high pitch.
She gets this, like, really sinister smile as your mother walks past. Now, Cade, he's a guest here. If he wants to rest up a little bit, he's more than welcome to. She opens the door. Sweetheart, if you need to rest up, don't feel like you need to wake up at all, okay?
God, you're so kind. It just lays back down.
This is the nicest person I've ever met. Of course. Don't worry, we're definitely not going to judge you in any type of way if you miss out on a very important holiday with me and my family, especially one that two of my family will be participating in.
When are we leaving?
In about 5 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. Like slides out from under.
She turns and looks at the two of you. See? Little twist of honey never hurts, does it? And she keeps going about her business. Downstairs, Gray, as, like, you're getting served the tea from the family, you notice that Costas is not back yet. He hasn't come back since last night. You're not sure how long the shifts are at the pyre, but apparently he's still there. But as all of this is happening, you do see Caprinius coming downstairs, and he has these large markings going down his chest all the way down to his pants, as he's wearing just loose shorts that were
Like-
definitely cut down and trimmed to like fit him a little
Are
bit.
they like scratches? Like an animal may have clawed him, or
No, these are paintings. I mean, he
Oh,
has
okay.
scars,
Yeah.
scars for days,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah. I didn't know if
these
it was,
are
like,
paintings
fresh,
of
kinda.
Valen symbology. Oh yeah, and right behind him is also his girlfriend, who comes out. No, I'm fucking with you. Just-
Oh god.
You see this large Amazonian woman. But anyways, as this is happening, you see him like just prepare himself down here, and Aurel comes running up and leaps onto his back and like starts choking him, and like she is full force. Like you see her arms are flexing, muscles bulging out, and he just reaches up and scratches her head. How you doing, Aurel? Come on, big bro. One of these days I'm gonna... She just starts punching him in his side. Yup, one of these days you certainly are. Smacks right on both of her ears and she falls off.
Ooh.
One of these days.
Morning, what you having, Cap? He hates that nickname, yeah.
You all see an immediate mood shift. This entire time, he's been stoic and, like, kind, but he seems pissed off.
He hates that nickname with passion.
Um,
What would you have for breakfast, Cap?
I already ate 15 eggs, thanks. All right.
Cholesterol, Jesus.
Protein. He looks at his body. Like,
Dad, actually, after they get surface, do you need anything for this morning? Like, Ernest, do you want anything I can help you with?
I'm good. Been preparing for this for over the past month or so. Oh,
how's
I have
the
faith in you.
shoulder?
oh, it's fine. He rotates it all the way around. There's a little, like, crack that goes with it, but, like, he's fine. I'm good. This is gonna be fun.
Do it.
And Aurel just, like, stays locked on his shoulders as he's, like, walking around the house. Mind you, she's probably a good 140-ish pounds, and
Yeah.
he carries her like she's nothing.
Wait, he had a
Alright,
shoulder.
do you want anything for breakfast I can make you? Anything to drink? Anything to eat?
I already had some biscuits. Thank you.
Okay.
Callus looks over at you. And what about me?
You
Come
can
on.
make your own thing. I know
Kate,
you can cook pretty good
Kate,
tea.
I'd love to have some biscuits and tea if you're offering.
Biscuits and tea. Doesn't that sound fantastic? What about gravy? Biscuits and gravy, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Do we
Wouldn't
have
that be great?
You know what? I don't
Maybe
think we
some
have time
small
for
little
this.
fish. Burned
Your mom
crisp.
shouts from upstairs. Make sure you're very accommodating to all our guests, Cade. You're just flexing on how athletic you are now. You should be able to catch up with us on our way over there.
Yeah,
Do
Kate.
you have any sushi?
Yes, Mom. Okay.
Callus
want-
looks down at you, Flea. I like your style.
Hey, who's the person on the couch? Just
Dara,
points
of course,
at,
you're
like, his
awake right
body
now.
Just like laid out, like
If you talk about Dar, he's actually kneeling on the ground. He's meditating.
who's
in
the
his
man
style.
just kneeling down and
Oh, that's Dar.
Dar opens it.
You know Dar?
eye.
Yeah, he's been in
Yes.
town for a day or two. Hey, Dar, how you been, man? Oh, sorry, Caprinius. Hey, Dar, how you been, man?
Doing all right.
Good. You ended up staying here last night. I told you if you ever need a spot, you can always just come by. Just knock on my window, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Wrong window. I say to Dar. Go 2 windows down.
Wrong liver!
Yes, goose goes poison.
Why do we even have that liver?
But
so I'm
anyways,
assuming I don't need to wear my armor, Cade. I can just
Yep.
chill.
Yeah, you'll be
I'm wearing
fine.
my I'm wearing my mask, but I'm
If anything attacks Valen, like that's actually probably gonna kill you. He's probably gonna be Valen himself because you did something stupid.
I'm
And that's
bringing
if
my spell book.
that's just like you
Gray's
did
wearing
something
armor.
very, very
I'll bring
stupid.
my spells.
You're
Gray's
you'll
wearing
be
her armor.
I'm not crawling up those stairs up and down all day.
All right, so around this time, your brother goes over to the front door and pulls out the drum and just starts beating upon it, but he has a much more rhythmic style to it. It's definitely a little more atmospheric for everybody as he's going about it. And, alrighty, everybody, let's get together. Let's go see the trials. Oh, this is going to be great. Hey, big guy, I got a hog's head on you. You better not lose for me.
I didn't know I was in it.
Do you want to participate as well?
Oh no, not this time. And
Anyone's
Flea has
allowed, man.
Maybe next time. And Flea actually has 4 feathers in his hair this morning.
Are you a culture
The
appropriating,
chicken
sir?
4 chicken feathers. You got it, Gray. She knows.
You're appropriating somebody's culture.
Clean that out of the room. It's probably gonna smell.
Yeah. But anyways, as all of you gather up together, Cade, you are in the middle of cooking, but your mom walks in, pulls your arm, and escorts you over to the door. Don't worry about any of that, honey. There's plenty of food there. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go.
And all of you are
who knows?
walking out into the streets where you see these large displays of colors shooting across the sky in mist forms of purples, blues, greens, yellows. It's all very vibrant, very, very energetic and hopeful. And you see that there's, on this street alone, about 6 individuals that have that same type of adorned body paintings across from them. They all seem very energetic, and they look over at each other, and they have a look of competitive love towards one another, like true Olympian athletes that appreciate the sport, appreciate the craft, and respect one another. As they all begin moving through the streets, and the crowd, everybody else around here has pulled out their weapons, their instruments, and are slamming them around in a rhythmic pattern, just emphasizing the excitement and community of the Valen folk in and of themselves.
Flea, do you want to walk the stairs?
Do you mind if I get in your pocket?
Is there anyone around us, like, close within, like, 10 feet? If I can
Oh,
wait
absolutely.
Can I wait till, or find a gap away from away from people?
Give me a survival check.
Oh, Jesus. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You see one solution, and that is if you jump off the cliff and then get far enough away.
Do you trust me, Flea?
I trust you.
Alright, I grab him and jump off the cliff.
Give me an athletics check. As you leap, falling over to the side, you see somebody else reaches over trying to, like, grab onto you. As you explode, I assume you're casting Thunderstep.
Yep.
And the two of you disappear, but you destroy that section of the pathway, and a couple of people begin, like, stumbling a little bit, almost falling down, but luckily the average individual in this town has danger sense. They're fine.
Yeah, it's like a very large, like almost like breaking the sound barrier right there as we just...
Yeah. And as you both land 100 feet closer, which is 100 feet, each stair is about 8 to 10 inches. You're almost all the way at the top. You only have to walk like another 30. Or no. Yeah, another like 10 or 15 stairs. And now that you're in front of the crowd, you make it up here, and you see that there's already a line of individuals. You see that same Aaron Kakra that you traveled here with, who's sitting there just limbering up their body. They stretch, and their entire body damn near splits with one foot still sticking up in the air as they're doing this process. And you do see Valerie and Vanessa both there on the opposite side of the training hall. And, of course, there is still Costas, who is staring at the pyre, still on shift, to keep watch over it.
The Birdman's doing the crane's dance.
I guess Forrest was excited to go on ahead. And that's gonna
I
be...
think it's more about avoiding the stairs.
Yeah, probably just that.
What lazy dicks, Orel says as she's still holding on to Caprius. As he's just walking.
Hey,
Forest is more mind over matter. And flee is not a lot of matter.
She looks over at the partially collapsed walkway. Are you sure about that? And just keeps going.
Yeah, Callius. What's the going rate for like 10 pints of oil for Copernicus? If I were to put up, what do you think?
Flank of a cow.
Where's the betting pool at?
Go up there and you'll find them. They're already prepared, of course. It's Rustic who's doing it today. You know Rustic, who is what are they, hobgoblin? Who's joined the town? And of course, as you all make your way up there, and you see many individuals are like shoving and bumping into one another aggressively, and there's even a few of them are doing it to Copernicus as he's walking, and even periodically some people who pass by just like jab him in the head sharply, and he just keeps walking up the stairs unbothered, or at least showing that he's unbothered. However, every time somebody does that, Aurel immediately kicks them in their side, tries knocking them off Spartan style. And you all make it to the top of the stairs. Already gray. This place sucks. You're not a cardio aficionado. But anyways, you look around at the massive crowd growing up here. The exact same size as last night. It seems that community events are truly community events. As you see, Vanessa takes a step forward, still holding her cane, and then begins addressing all of you as a whole. Every 3 months, we all meet here to see who our next leaders through our community will be. Those that wish to aspire to be the very best, like no one ever was. We choose who is the strongest, who is the fastest, bravest, most intelligent. And of course, she looks over at you, Forrest, and passes over to Flea. The one with the most heart. To find out who in this town would represent us to the rest of the world and will be charged with the title of Guardian to protect us all. Today, we start with the shields. Those that wish to aspire to be the body of Valen. To stand in front of any threat and bear it with open arms. This trial, we're very pleased to announce, for the first time, Copernicus. And you all hear some of the crowd begins cheering excitedly, and other sections of the crowd immediately go silent. None of them boo. Nobody does that, but they definitely show like, maybe, maybe not. As he steps forward, just raises his fist up towards the crowd.
That's cheering.
Copernicus has been working for the past year and a half, every day taking the largest bludgeonings of whatever trees we can swing into his body to toughen it, strengthen it, and beat it into submission. He then removes his jacket, where you see on his back there is this massive imprint of a bruise that is very fresh, that takes up almost the majority of his back. You are the first one to step here. Is there any in Valen who wish to oppose him for this title of the body? The crowd looks around. And then 2 individuals step forward out from the crowd, adorned in the same type of beautiful paintings across their body. One of which, a half-orc woman, who's wearing nothing but wraps around her chest and around her legs to keep modesty still at bay. Coriel, you wish to challenge him on this day? I do not wish to challenge any that aspire to be the body of our people. I wish only to be our body. And there's a huge section of the crowd that cheers enthusiastically for her. And, of course, Cade's family and a couple of other individuals go silent. The other individual who stepped forward appears to be a halfling who pulls off his jacket and drops it to the ground. And for a halfling, this guy's fucking ripped. Like, he's got the V going on for his tiny body. Like, he is definitely way too well taken care of. Schmidt. Yeah. You wish to be the body of our people. One of these years I gotta win, right? Let's go. And he looks super enthused. Then you hear a handful of individuals in the crowd go, "Woo, Schmidt!" And then everybody else is silent, though. But yeah. Flea, do you want to be on my shoulders? So, the first job of the Bati is to bear the strike of every member in our town. Guests, please step back. As she pulls up her stick, walks over to Caprinius, and thrusts it right into his stomach. You all hear the thud, the massive strike against it, as he stands there, still stoic, and his body barely even trembles under the force. She then goes over to the next one, and same thing, thrusts it into her. As it does, she kind of scoots back a little bit on her feet, but then positions herself properly. Then you see Schmidt, who, unlike the other two, who keep their arms all balanced downwards, puts his hands behind his head. Yeah, do it. Do it. He gets pushed back about 10 feet. And then steps back forward.
I think
And she smiles.
I actually like this a little bit too much.
Kate,
I remember. Yeah,
people don't talk about it.
but it's an open thing. Let me just let him.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So, after she is done striking each of them, she then hands her cane, which is, for all purposes, a club. And every single member of Valen will strike them until there is only one of them still standing. Cade, would you like to roll for your brother?
Of course.
Alrighty. It's a Constitution saving throw. He is proficient, and he has a +5.
Jesus.
So, roll me a d20 plus 9.
Yep.
Oh, he's a big motherfucker.
Also high level too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, ain't nobody in this town a baby back bitch. 19. I'll roll for the other two.
We should let Flea roll for the halfling.
Flea, would you like to roll for the halfling?
Sure.
He has a +3 Constitution with an additional +3, so +6. He's a tough fucker, but you know.
Oh!
I love it! The orcish woman gets struck down first as you see Victoria takes the club. She's about 50th in line for this, and just very quickly slams it into the side of her leg where it buckles and snaps as she falls down to the ground. Everybody in the crowd goes, ooh, as she then goes over to Caprinius, and this time two-hands it. You ready, son? He just smiles at her. And you all hear the club shatter against his knee as it splinters and breaks. And you see the legs buckle. He's definitely feeling it. Then he continues standing. Over the next 80 or so individuals, you see the wear and tear of the strikes against the two bodies. The halfling, he's not taking it as well as Caprinius. Schmidt is not taking it nearly as well, but there's something about him that just loves this. He loves the attention, he loves the pain, and no matter how much he gets knocked down, he just gets up and crawls back to that area. And being small actually helps you with center of gravity, guys.
It's called sadomasochism. That's what's
Yup.
helping him.
Yup.
No Sado in this. This is pure.
But as this is happening, one last individual steps forward. The Aaron Kakra slams it on top of both of their heads, and the first one against Caprinius knocks him flat to the ground where he is looking to be unconscious. Schmidt, however, gets knocked like this, his eyes dazed, but then he slowly rises to his feet, bleeding profusely through his nose and mouth. Is that it? And the crowd erupts in excitement as the first trial winner of body goes to Schmidt the Halfling. Hey, you know, sometimes it be like that.
It feels like that, but he's gonna get. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit of a prickly younger brother.
And, of course, as this is happening, Valerie goes over to him and taps him with a new walking stick / club and cure wounds him. Rise to your feet now. He stands up. Congratulate you're better. He limps over towards the halfling. You see his knee is quite possibly dislocated still as he gets over there and sticks his hand down to shake. Hey, don't worry, buddy. There's always next trial, right? If I was gonna lose to anybody, it might as well be a fucking lunatic. Shakes the hand. Congratulations. And Schmidt then gets adorned with a large ribbon that slings across his neck. And on it appears to be the emblem of a body with a massive V over it. And he takes a step back. A few people that belong to his little group in Valen come over and start congratulating him, and he winces at every single touch. He's fucked up. There is nothing keeping him up except his love of the sport of getting beaten the shit out of. Our next trial, after the trial of body, is the trial of warning, the fastest of our folk. The race. Please, everybody, take your positions where you would like to be. And some of the people begin walking down the stairs onto the sides of them and begin pulling up all of these weapons and just like smiling while standing on them. You see those that participated in body stay behind up here to get tended to by a couple of medics. The Aaron Kakra flies over and just starts stretching and like snapping their neck around a little bit.
Is Kate able to be one of the ones with the weapons to help people? Like, you know how the crowd did for that? Before the
Oh,
trophy?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
You take up your position on the stairs. Your job
Yes,
is to
is.
disrupt them while they're running.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
race.
Cad's gonna do this. He's real.
Ray's gonna go see if she can help the medics.
Yeah, that's fair. And the Aaron Cocker very quickly jumps off the ledge and flies down to the base. As this is happening, a couple of other individuals, a wood elf, and, of course, a human, make their way all the way down there. A very lanky-looking human with a little bit of muscle on their physique and, like, shaggy hair as they're, like, getting positioned and pumped down there. The half-elf, or not half-elf, the wood elf is standing there smiling at everybody, waving up at the crowd, and seems to be a more generally loved individual out of the three of them, as the Aaron Cocker just, like, flies, and he's bobbing his head like an arrogant little bird.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. You must endure the same trial of warning that all of our forefront scouts do, to watch the area and ensure that you come back quickly, despite the grievances, the wounds, the falls that you make, so that we may prepare for any battle that transpires. No flying. The Aaron Cockra throws his wings up. No flying. Still gets positioned. And the three of them, on your marks, get set. A very loud whistle shoots across the sky as there's a small explosion that happens. And the three of them begin running up the stairs. Who wants to roll the dex save for the Aaron Cockra? Who wants to roll for the Wood Elf? And who wishes to roll for the human?
I'll do the Aaron Cockra.
Alrighty. He gets a +8.
Take the human.
He gets a +6.
You want to take the Wood Elf, or am I taking you?
Go for it,
take
Cade.
him. Okay.
He also has a +6.
Not till midnight.
You're muted now.
Sorry.
20. As the three of them begin running up the stairs, you watch as the human begins getting shoved, pushed, prodded at, getting knocked over, falling slightly down many of the stairs, and they even collapse down 20 of them as many of the individuals on the stairs slam their weapons as he gets back up and keeps running, but he only makes it about 200 more stairs before falling down another 40. You watch as the Wood Elf is very nimble as they move, trying to slide and move out of the way, but at one point they slip and slide off and have to get back up. The Aaron Cockra, on the other hand, simply runs, Naruto style, all the way up the stairs. As people are beginning to swing, he ducks low, spins, spirals through many of the attacks, and begins very nimbly shooting up towards the top. Cade, this is the contest you've always been aspiring towards. This is the one that you have a fighting chance at, compared to anybody else. But, of course, as he gets closer to the top, you watch as Victoria stands at the very top of the stairs, spinning around a massive mace in her hand as he is running directly towards her and begins diving up and then shifts and tries going through her legs. However, she slams the mace down into his stomach where he cracks into the stairs. And she simply kicks him down another 15 to 20, giving the half-elf just a little bit extra chance to catch up, but not before he re-evaluates the situation, lets the Wood Elf go first, and runs quickly behind him. As the Wood Elf is struck going in one direction, he analyzes the attack and immediately pursues the opposite direction, too quickly for her to even reach out and grab him as he makes it to the very top of the stairs, triumphantly, bleeding, coughing, but the victor of the trial of the return. The crowd begins erupting, and individuals begin running up here and holding on and congratulating them. And once again, Valerie comes over. Our first two trials are complete. Next, we will begin the rounds of the Trial of Combats. We will return in about an hour. Prepare yourselves in the meantime. Rest up if you wish to aspire to this one as well. She looks at all the other contestants, and Caprinius seems to be one of the only ones who's like stepping forward to do this one too. But you all have a moment during all of these trials to do other things. What is it you would like to do?
So, Dar, what did you think of the events?
Interesting.
Have you ever participated in anything like this?
No, I usually don't hit. No, I don't usually do things like this. Did you know Galen as well?
Yes, I I did. I knew Galen. He was a very brave person.
Was he a friend of yours?
You could say we were adventuring companions.
It doesn't say. Doesn't mean he was a friend of yours.
Well, he was my friend. I don't know if I was his friend, but yes.
Will all you need a new member of your group?
Yeah. I don't know how long we're going to be staying here. If you don't mind traveling with us, we always are welcoming to others.
Sounds good to me.
I see you have a nice crossbow there on your back.
Dar reaches over his shoulder and pulls up his crossbow and pulls the string a little bit, showing it to Flea. Yes. What?
I'll since I'm on Forrest's shoulders, I'll tap Forrest on the head. What do you think of his crossbow?
How are you?
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to see the action.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks nice. I don't use crossbows. Yeah, where are you from, Dar? If you are going to be joining us.
I'm from a temple on a just on a roundabout, exploring right now.
That's what my brother and I are doing. We're just exploring.
Looking for knowledge, information.
We made a pyramid once.
Kind of like a temple.
Yeah.
It is a temple in a way.
Yeah.
Are you a mason?
No, we just dabbled in that for a little bit.
You must
But,
have been pretty good to have built a pyramid.
My brother can do some amazing stuff. You'd be surprised.
Don't sell yourself short, Flea. You helped out. You had a hand in that.
Oh, thank you, brother. This is my brother Forrest, by the way. I don't know if you guys met.
What's up?
Hello, Forrest. Were you a friend of Galen?
Traveling companions. We didn't really see eye to eye on things, but don't let that fool you.
Yeah.
I liked him around.
Really?
I can only around certain people around me, yeah.
Yeah, my brother's a lot more selective than I am.
Is
True.
Gray
I don't
here?
always see people eye to eye either.
Who?
Is Gray here? Jason is asking. Is Gray? Oh, okay.
Gray has gone to watch the Trial of Might.
I'm
Is
guessing
there?
we're walking towards that.
What about that cleric you were with?
Oh, she's probably watching Mr. Studhunky. We can keep walking over there.
Gray, you absolutely hear them.
Did you notice that she came into the room really late last night?
I noticed. And she was carrying more than a smile.
Yeah, Dar puts the crossbow back across his back.
Dar, you're a hunt. Do you hunt? Shoot for sport, or?
Yes, I hunt. I'm not sure what you mean by shooting for sport.
Like I'm just trying to. What do you have a crossbow for?
Everything goes silent over top of you all.
Are we covered in silence? Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you just see. And then she keeps walking.
Now, Dar, that's pretty impressive that she heard you from that far away. Like, that's impressive.
And she has
However-
her cap down, so she's like you can see like the big old ears.
However, Gray, as you are standing there, you helping out with the physical assistance of everybody. Caprinius, he's probably down a good 100 hit points or so. Still. But he's going in. He's getting ready for the fighting arena.
Okay.
He wants to succeed in one of the trials.
All right. I'm just gonna start at the top with cure wounds. If I don't know if is magical healing allowed before going on to the next thing? Okay.
Yeah.
We're just gonna start at the top.
5th level, 4th level, 3rd
Fourth level.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask somebody in the crowd.
24. Yeah, what up, buddy?
Hey, do you
Can't
guys
hear
keep
you.
like? Oh, we're outside of silence now. We're fine.
All right.
Doesn't move with us.
Yeah, what's
Unless
up?
you casted it on something on us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you guys keep records? You guys have
Gonna
like
be on the skull.
books, a library here?
Yeah, we do.
A lot of like lore and stuff about the area. Because I suppose Valen's been around for a while.
Oh yeah, I mean we've been about 100 years or so.
Oh, cool. So a lot of
Yeah.
records. Do you have to be a Valen person, member of the family to see the records?
Typically speaking, unless there's something particular you want. I mean, you could always just ask our next leader.
Okay. Thanks, man. Hey, what's
Yeah,
the
of course.
bets going right now?
Well, right now we have a hogshead out for Vanessa. We have the a whole cow currently on Victoria. Of course, stands to reason. And you remember Victoria as like one of the smallest people here, but is Cade's mom and Caprinius's mom.
So, like, what does the scaling go on the betting? Because this guy behind me, he's talking about he wants to put like the prick of a horse on.
Are you fucking with me?
Yeah, I'm just kind of fucking with you.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you're interested in making some monetary bets, I mean, I might be able to take you up on something. What do you want?
In Valen, oh, we can't do that. You guys don't take money for those sort of things.
We don't take money for trade of things, but we definitely use it to fuck around. What's up?
Nah, I was just fucking around more than anything. I'm not placing any bets on anything.
Are you scared to lose your money? I understand. It might be one of the most precious things you own, huh? Pats you on the shoulder and walks away.
Nah, that's my brother, but thanks.
You own your brother? What a dick. Keeps walking.
Gray's just laughing as she's just spell after spell after
That's
spell.
94. He's almost all the way back up. And Victoria, who's like sitting there, just smiles over at you as you're doing that and like gives you a little And he that's enough. Thanks. You can remove your hand now.
Sorry.
Please. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep,
She need
not
to be
not
tou-
there.
Does she need to be touching him to cast that spell, Fleet?
Yeah, Kieran's his touch.
She screams back at you. But now you're practically out of spell slots, huh?
I still have 3.
Did you take the silence
hey.
off?
Yeah. But anyways, as everybody begins getting together for this,
I've been muted and talking.
oh,
Cat
what'd you
is
say?
Cat is there too, and he's rallying his brother, trying to get him ready. Have I just started to?
no.
Yep.
Um,
Arel is definitely in his corner as well as Callus is over in your mom's corner. And Arel's like, don't worry, dude, come on. She hasn't body slammed you in like almost a year. You're fine. You got this, dude. Look, size advantage, right? Keep her at arm's length. You understand? You keep her at arm's length, and whenever she encroaches into your territory, just throw your entire weight on her. There's no way she can take all of that, man. Yeah.
Come on,
I know
third
how to
time's
do
the
this,
charm.
Arel.
Third time I've seen this is the charm. You can do this.
Your sister whispers in your ear, it's been 8.
Oh, it's been 5 more since I left. 9th time's the charm.
He looks really pissed off right now. And
Her
of course,
siblings.
Callus is over in her shoulder, just like leaning there like a devil on her shoulder, just smiling and laughing. And she's enjoying this as well.
I actually am rallying him too a little bit.
Oh, hey, you're cheating. Nice.
Healing goes with it.
Yep.
It's a rally. Just giving him courage.
But yeah, Callus is definitely still in her ear whispering about, hey, don't worry about this. Come on. He's a little bitch. Your firstborn, he can't hit you. You don't care. Just like...
And backhanded rallying of Copernicus. Of, it's your knife time. You can do it this time.
Yeah. But anyways, the trials are going to begin. And each one is getting paired up differently. 5. There's a total of 10 people who are aiming for the Trial of Might here. So let me roll D5. Roll D5.
That makes sense for his kind of rally with what he was doing.
Of course. So the first two that are paired up against each other, as a random drawing dictates, is Valerie and Vanessa. You see the stoic, strong woman who had successfully executed the entire town of Farrell's vampires and saved you all, swimming across the lake, going up against her mother, a very, very old human woman who can barely walk, holding up her club. As the two of them begin circling around each other here, you watch as Vanessa pulls off her robes, and for an old lady, she's pretty strong looking. And she begins cracking her body and stretching and limbering up as well, as she then puts on a large bracelet that goes over her entire hand and waves it across herself, as you see magic begins to glow in a circle all around her.
That's bad luck for Valerie in the first round, too. That's what Kay's just saying, speaking to Callius. Like, bad luck.
Valerie pulls out her short sword and immediately dives forward, trying to strike over at her mother. Her mother, on the other hand, simply flicks her wrist as an arcane shield deflects and pushes it off the side of her. Immediately after that shield goes off to the side, she begins twisting her hands together and shoves this large pulse of energy, which scoots Valerie backwards before she then charges in and tries striking again. This time, she actually does blow and strike across her mother's face with the blade, drawing blood. There is no corners being cut here. There is no pulled punches, as you would expect from the Valen people. Though, as this fight continues, you do see that Vanessa is a bit more aggressive in her rebuttals with all of her spells that she keeps sending backwards, and she's still pretty tough. While Valerie, on the other hand, is striking manically, trying to take her out as quickly, shouting and screaming, and the crowd is going wild over this fight. However, you all watch as Valerie goes and swings, and with an upper strike aiming directly underneath the throat, Vanessa launches forward and cracks her head into Valerie's hard, where it begins bleeding profusely down. And you all are like, oh, okay. But then Valerie seems to be stumbling backwards as Vanessa just takes her hand and 5 bolts of light strike into her body, knocking her down to the ground. She stands over her daughter, mouth bleeding, wounds still agape. Better luck next time, yeah, dear. Then goes over to the side where the crowd is cheering hysterically right now. The next fight you see is Copernicus up against an NPC I did not bother to name.
That is quite unfortunate for him.
Yep. The individual walks over to him and shakes his hand, a strong, stout, dwarven individual, and Copernicus looks at him. Weapons or bare hands? We'll go weapons, eh? Ha ha ha! We going heirlooms or just whatever we can get? Your call. Heirlooms. He looks over at your mom, who smiles and then tosses him her axe. her training axe. It's no longer her dedicated one. As he catches it, it kind of like slams into the ground a little bit and then twists it onto his shoulder. The fight begins with the dwarf charging after Caprinius, and Caprinius locking his blade into the other individual's hammer and slamming it into the ground and shoving it downwards, pinning it there, then grabbing him by the head and just ramming it into the pillar over and over until the dwarf goes slack against the slamming, and Caprinius stands up, goes back, and takes his weapon back. The crowd cheers dutifully, and immediately a medic runs over to the dwarf, who might have a little bit of brain damage.
Ray, make sure you're cheering loud enough.
Oh, the Valen culture is rubbing off on her. Okay.
Hey,
Yes.
you're getting in spirit. It's
Oh
great.
my!
She's already used to like smacking Boris and stuff, so this is just part of it.
But anyways, the next fight goes into place where it is Victoria placed up against a very unfortunate unnamed NPC. And she smiles at the fight and goes, "Now, honey, remember, you're not supposed to hold anything back, okay? Everything you got that goes into this. You have to win here. You have to be successful. Honor of your family, right? Yeah, don't go easy on me. Are you sure? I got this. Weapons? Do you want weapons? Yeah. No. Your call, honey. Yeah. As he waves his hand as an eldritch warlock summons forth his halberd, aiming downwards towards your mom, and she just walks over to the crowd and takes somebody's short sword. Sink. I'll bring this back in a moment. And just walks directly towards him.
I like your mom.
Oh yeah.
Now-
Thank you.
Trying to get through the family.
This time, Cade will punch him.
That, like,
You
negative
heal
damage?
1 point.
Oh, thank
Oh, but
But it
precision
lasts.
attack. I can do
Yeah,
precision
yeah.
attack.
Oh,
So he
yeah,
takes a lot of
yeah.
damage then.
Arel will grab your shoulder and squeeze it.
Ow, ow, ow.
You don't disrespect my mom.
Yeah, that's the whole
She's a
Cade family.
beautiful
Like that.
woman. Why wouldn't she want to?
Want to what? And she begins squeezing harder and like pushing you to the
Ah.
ground. Want to what? What? What were you saying? Come on,
I
louder.
will roll off his shoulders as he's being pushed to the ground.
Was that an apology? I don't know. Was that an apology, Cade?
Her grip is so strong for a 15-year-old.
She like pats you on the head. Stay down, boy.
I'm gonna stand up.
Yup. And you see Callus from across the way, like arms leaning against the bars, looks over at you and just keeps watching. But anyways, Caprinius is smiling at that, though. Luckily,
Not
Caprinius
fast.
didn't get pissed off at that.
I'm not casting spells on people.
Yeah. But anyways, as she is just very calmly, nicely walking forward over towards against the human is taking a very defensive stance with his halberd, like backing away. She's not even in any stance or position. And then she stops. All right, honey, you're gonna have to do something, okay? I'll tell you what. She takes the blade and holds it by the tip. I'm going to toss this in the air as high as I can. And then come attack me. That'll give you a great opportunity. I won't be armed. You have the reach. Like, it's the best you can get. He looks very confused at this offer. She's like, all right, I'm going to do it now. Okay? Ready? Whew. Tosses the blade about 15, 20 feet in the air. As it is up there, he hesitates and runs, diving to strike right at her abdominal. She twists around it, grabbing the halberd and snapping the bar where it's at, and then slams the halberd into his foot and catches the blade and slams it right next to his neck where she just holds it still. It bleeds, but she definitely restrained herself from killing him. Better luck next year, honey. She pulls the weapon back, and everybody in the crowd can see You know what? In Valen, it is not a crime to piss yourself when you go up against Victoria. It is not frowned upon. It happens.
Gray's
Go, Ma!
just cheering.
She walks over. Thank you very much, Kate. But don't forget, you have to encourage other people as well, okay? You did a great job. Very noble strike. Then she hands the short sword back over to the person who's like, hey, thanks. And then the next rounds of fights are about to begin as all of you are standing there. Any other discussion you all wish to have right now before they get set up?
So just as part of, because I want to take Warcaster next level, Gray's gonna go talk to Victoria about, hey, like, that's really awesome. Like, I'm a caster. Like, how can I train to, like, toughen up?
You want to know the honest truth?
Mm-hmm.
Go out to the East Mountain with my son. He'll be able to show you what we do to toughen him up. I'll give you a hint. We drop trees into him. It works. Don't worry, we'll start small with you if you need. But yeah, it works.
Okay.
Forrest is like, I didn't have to get hit by trees. I just got slapped a bunch. But anyway, she pats you on the arm and goes to watch the next fight, where you do see it is now Galoom who's going forward. That same half-orcish individual who was out there in the, well, fight with all of you. As he steps up, but he is going up against Vanessa.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was aiming for Valerie, but gotta start somewhere, right? Galoom, when are you gonna propose to her? What? Don't be preposterous. That I mean, she only has a few more good years in her. Mom! She screams from the sidelines. She smiles. Good point. She has at least 2 decades left. She's great. Beautiful, isn't she? You're trying to get me off my game. Is it working? Very well. Let's go. And the two of them don't even get positioned to fight. He pulls out double hand axes and begins swiping down at her aggressively as she's trying to nimbly squeeze and dodge out of the way. A couple of the strikes she does have to parry with her arm, which gashes through her and sends blood splaying over the front row of the crowd as people are beginning to shout and cheer aggressively. You watch as he's beginning to move in, and his tactic seems to be an endurance fight, which in any tactic, in any situation is usually okay if you're a pretty sturdy individual, and he's anticipating that her age is probably the one thing that he could prey upon. She is old. Her endurance cannot be as good as it was when she was younger. The unfortunate aspect is she is Vanessa Valen, the daughter of the founder of Valen itself. And as he is continuing this onslaught, Cade, you notice that his breathing becomes a bit more sporadic as he hasn't found a proper groove of in out, in out, in out,
It's
like
not
you were
keeping a
supposed
cycle. Yeah, it's not keeping an air pattern.
Yep.
Breathing pattern.
And she clearly seems to notice this as she is moving back and forth. She has not cast a single spell against him. She's been dodging and maneuvering as easily as she possibly can. And all of you are kind of stuck at looking at this little old woman in her 80s, dodging out of the way from this assault coming from this half-orc, large, looming individual who you know is a motherfucking badass. He killed vampires and manhandled them like they were nothing.
Gonna turn to Gray.
30 seconds left.
Your sister
She'll
looks
start
over at you.
counting.
I'll take you up on that one. 20.
Okay.
Alrighty. Somebody roll for him. He needs an athletics check, D20 plus 11. And she needs an acrobatics check, D20 plus 12. Ooh.
Who wants to roll the d20 for her? Who took me up on my bed,
12?
Kira?
Your sister took you up on it. She said it's only 20 seconds left. You said 30.
Oh,
D20
okay.
plus 12, yeah. Oh, she's going to need a hell of a lot. Oh, as the fight continues along, he does get a few more hits in against her, keeping up the tempo. But as you are nearing 30 seconds, it goes over 31, 32. As he is breathing heavily, his arms becoming much more exaggerated. And she begins trying to move out of the way, but has to take a couple of the hits as well. Before eventually she pulls backwards, raises her hands towards him, and screams, "Stop!" As she finally casts a spell and attacks him, and he freezes up in mid-attack, where she then, I tell you, you got a lot better. Still not going to win, though. As she does one uppercut right into his groin, knocking him down backwards as he falls and begins holding them, screaming in pain. Then she goes over to the sides and spits up a little bit of blood, and a couple of the medics move over to begin assisting her as well. But he is being dragged away by some of the larger individuals, and it really hurt.
I hope she doesn't like grandkids.
They could feel it, maybe. I think one of them has regenerate.
Somebody in town does. But anyways, a few more trials go by, and unfortunately it's nobody you all really know in town. I mean, Cade, you know of them, but you don't know them, you know? And then it moves on to Victoria versus Coprinius. A fight that everybody is looking forward to. Now, Cade, there's an interesting thing that happens when there's only 3 of them remaining. Usually, your mother is in the running, typically speaking. And, of course, Vanessa and Valerie are the other 2. Your mother is usually the wild card, but this time, Valerie is gone. And your brother is instead in that position, where he might be able to become one of the leaders of Valen if he can pull out one more successful fight. Though you know your mother, she is loving, she is nurturing, and she is caring, but she will never go easy on any of you. Not when it comes to something this important. However, you also know she has never actually fought against Vanessa. She always forfeits. And she's the only person in town allowed to forfeit in this situation. Because nobody else has the balls to go up against her. So, the 2 of them move into the arena, and she smiles. Son, I am so proud of you for making it here. Thank you, Mother. Are we doing weapons? I was about to ask you the same thing. One weapon, She looks over at the side. One of our guests. Please join us. Come on, one of you. I mean, it's Dar, Flea, Gray, or Forest.
Yep. Would you like to go? People would like to go?
I am so tapped on spells right now. I don't know.
Dar,
you're not.
You want to go?
And do what?
Okay.
We just
fine.
need one of you to throw the weapon.
I'm just gonna.
All right.
Yeah.
Gray will go to the.
Forrest, you almost had to go in there, and everyone laughs and chuckles as Gray, you walk in there, and Callus immediately goes, "Yeah, make sure you don't favor him too much."
I can still silence you. Stop. I still have enough.
He just waves at you with his tail. But anyways, as you move in there, she hands a battle axe over to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, we need you to throw that in the air as high as you can. If you have a magical way to put it up there and then drop it, that'd be fine. Is this good for you? A little game of guillotine chicken? Yeah, just like we used to play growing up, huh? Why not? Sure. He looks over at you, Gray. Make sure you keep it fair.
I will.
She hands you the battle axe, which for you is slightly heavy. All right, Gray. They look at you, and you're going to be the send-off for the fight. You have to toss that axe as high into the air as you can. Athletics check.
I'm using my lore advantage.
All right.
Athletics.
Yep.
The only way our players are
Dirty
good
20.
at it.
You take several steps back, up into the air as it begins spiraling upwards, and half the crowd looks up, but the other half is looking directly at the fight. The moment it leaves your hand, the two of them charge over to where it's going to be and begin slamming and punching and twisting into one another. Caprinius definitely has a size advantage, possibly has a strength advantage against her, but she is far more nimble and precise in her movements. As he runs over there, he takes his whole hand and shoves aggressively against her head, trying to knock her off steam. She then grabs onto his wrist, however, and twists and snaps it, where you all hear a very loud from the wrist itself. However, he just smiles as he goes and punches her directly in the side, and they both seem to be so incredibly happy, so incredibly enthused at this situation right now, as the axe is spiraling up into the air and falling down in this location. You watch as Victoria is moving around, twisting her body around his, using his own momentum, starting to grab, slamming into his temple multiple times as he has no option except to grab her where she's holding onto his entire arm and slam her against the wall aggressively on her back over and over, even with his broken wrist, as the battle axe is swinging downwards and he goes reaching out for it, and then she shoots off trying to grab as well. Who wants to roll for him? Who wants to roll for her? Straight D20s.
I'll roll for her.
You don't want to roll for your brother?
Hell no.
He's
Dad
a
wants to roll
mommy's
for her
boy.
mom. Yeah, he's mama's boy.
Sure, I'll roll for your brother.
Love my brother, but
As he is reaching outwards for it, you watch as she twists her body around and slams her foot into that same knee that she shattered earlier with the club, forcing him to buckle and then shooting herself up to grab the axe and swings it down and just stabs into the side of his neck. As blood begins spilling over and he smiles very, very happily, and so does she. She leaves the weapon in there until a medic can get over, and as you watch this, one of the medics grabs the weapon and dislodges it where sprays outwards from the inside of his neck. It definitely went a little deeper than was intended, but as that happens, he still just smiles and they begin patching and healing him up as he goes over to his mom and gives her a big kiss on the forehead.
Hell is up with this place.
And of course, the trials... Well, this segment of the trials is now over. The second to last trial your family is going to be a part of, Cade, and given how many of your family members are participating in it, they usually go back home to rest up at this point in time. But as she stands there, you all watch Vanessa walks out into the arena, spreading her hands wide, and immediately Victoria drops to a knee. I concede, you win. And the crowd erupts happily. Flea, Gray, and Forrest, Endar, last you heard, Valen people don't concede. That's weird. But the celebration continues as the winner of the Trial of Might is declared yet again, for another set of years in a row, Vanessa Valen. One day she might be dethroned. But anyways, you all are escorted back to the building where Cade and his brother and his sister have to help Caprinius out to get there. His wrist is lying on a very awkward off angle right now as he's being escorted over there. And you all end up going, I assume, with them.
Yep.
So, You all get back inside of the home of the Cade family. And a meal is already being prepared for you all by Costas, who, during all of this, finally had the end to his shift. 12 hours. Every single person does 12 hours. For 7 days. And you all walk inside, and he looks over, looks at Caprinius's completely broken wrist, and just smiles. You should know better than to square up with your mother. One of these days I'll get her.
Maybe. If I'm missing a beat, Catamus is just going to go help his father cook. Finish it up.
Victoria sits at the table and looks at all of you. Come join us, please.
Takes
I know
three
we're
off of shoulders.
Yeah. I know we're strange folk, but I promise you, we're good people.
Dara just looks over her and nods and looks over to Gray. So you're the other member of Galen's party?
I wouldn't necessarily call it Galen's party, but I knew him.
The party that Galen was part of?
Yes.
What would you call? What's the name of your party then?
We don't have one.
Okay. Were you a friend of Galen?
I would say adventuring partner.
Interesting. So most of you are tolerated Galen, but only Cade seemed to be a friend.
Oh, I enjoyed him. Kate says as he brings one dish, like a entree, an appetizer, onto the table.
I've known him a total of maybe 3 weeks.
Sitting awkwardly at table.
You know, those 3 weeks, it takes more time to get through his exterior. Once you get to underneath, he was a big softie.
But you've known him for several years, right, Cade?
About 3 to 5, I'd say, rough estimate. It depends on
The
how
rest of
much
the family
you talk.
chimes in. Yeah, 3 to 5.
Yeah. Depends on how much you talk about know him, became actual friends. If you talk about when I first met him, 5 years. Talk about when we became friends. It's been 3 years. Walk back into the kitchen.
He's known him a while.
You came here looking for him, right?
No.
No?
Well, I mean,
You
I
said you were
heard
looking for something. What were you looking for?
I was just exploring, and I heard a warrior was being the funeral for the. I heard about the funeral rites for a powerful warrior, so I stopped to visit.
Insight is one of the things that we don't do to other party members, right?
If you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah. Did I don't think I prepared Zone of Truth.
Well, anyways. Hopefully he'll rest in peace. Galen was a great addition to our family.
Well,
Very
adopted
close to us.
him? Or just like the Valen family?
Yes. Kadamis found him outside, and, well, they need to help each other out with something, as Kadamis sometimes gets in over his head, bites off more than he can chew.
Oh, yeah. They're...
Speaking of heads, Forrest, where's the skull?
It's very direct. I feel like that's not a good table talk, Gray.
A skull of what?
What are you talking about? We have like 4 skulls in this very room, points at different
Yeah, no, this
trophies.
wasn't-
Yes. And Dar, in for your question, we We're throwing around names like Pyramid Inc., Morningwood Adventurers.
Oh, for the
Um,
for the pyramid you and your friend Forrest built.
Brother.
yes. My
Oh,
brother Forrest.
Built.
Skull. Give it.
Like puts head forward.
Do you know which one?
I don't have it on me. That'd be rude.
Then go get it.
No, I'm not bringing that in here. I'm not bringing a cursed object into this room.
I'm sorry, what?
Huh?
Cursed.
What?
Hey, you're the one who started this.
Victoria just narrows her eyes at you, Forrest. You're going to speak very clearly and precisely about what you are talking about right now.
Yeah, so you know those vampires we were dealing with?
I've heard.
They had, this old artifact of a skull of a creature that consumed the souls of 1,000 beings in one night, and they were using it as a blood offering. We hadn't had the chance to destroy it yet, nor did we really know if it'd be good to just get rid of the artifact. I was going to bring it to the head of Valen when I spoke to them after this whole thing going on, and talk to them about what's going on and show the artifact itself.
And speaking of vampires, Cade was very, very brave and amazing in his fighting with the vampires.
2 council members of the...
Two. Even I thought he was outstanding when he was going against the trolls, but the vampires, wow.
You seem to have your own little hype squad here, Kadamis. She smiles at you as you're bringing out another thing of, okra. Thing of okra.
To try and make a very good impression since I've returned, kind of thing.
If you make
Well,
that
if
okra,
you-
it looks really good.
No, this was my father. I'll be bringing up more of when you get to spicy. I helped spice the lamb.
Oh, what spices did you use?
A little bit of cayenne. I enjoyed that. Put some black pepper on it. Salt is hard to get, but I managed to get a little bit from my stores. He let me put a little bit on it. He asked.
Nice. Dar, have you had cayenne before? I like it. Forrest, what about you?
Oh yeah, cayenne's great. Yeah, I agree fully.
No, what is that made of?
I have no
A
idea.
pepper. Cayenne
There's
is a
some-
pepper.
There are great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great skulls up on this wall here, and just everything that you've all accomplished, man. I can't wait to
Speaking
try
of
this meal.
skulls, you did not bring a cursed object into my home, did you?
I don't know if it's cursed, really. That was a wrong turn of phrase.
That was the words you used, and you seem to be
No,
quite
no,
a
no.
smart young man. Are you not a smart young man?
Not really.
Not being very smart right now.
Dar
No,
is just
not at all.
looking back between Forrest and her repeatedly, increasingly
I
confused.
mean, if you want me to bring it to the dinner table, I can bring it to the dinner table, ma'am. I just thought it'd be a little bit rude to.
Well, now,
Yeah,
yes,
where it
Forrest,
is in
maybe
its
we should
safe
wait till
place.
after we eat. I think that's a good idea that you bring up. And so cayenne peppers, they take this red pepper and then they dry it out and then they crush
Wait,
it
enough
up.
with
and-
the spices.
Gray's gonna
Not
just get up
distracted.
and go to the room and to go look for it.
Flea, you have your backpack with you, right? Okay.
Bray, you hear that as you're walking up the stairs.
I'm gonna pretend that I didn't and just.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and rifle through all Forrest shit.
And
There's like a
Speaking
sprawled
of-
out chicken that's like missing a heart.
Actually,
But I've
no. The
got-
father would have picked that up and cooked it for you.
Oh, cool. We got used
Yeah.
properly.
poor Gertrude. May she. Or he. It was a he.
What's the leg?
So, I forgot to ask when I was under the bed, sleeping under the bed. It was Galen's bed, right?
Oh no.
Was there
Yes, it was.
anything of interest under there?
There was a folded piece of parchment stuck underneath the support for the bed.
I snagged it. I'll read it later.
Alrighty. So, you all sit around and have a very good, joyous meal. Caprinius is sitting at the table as well, and the only person who doesn't sit right now is Costas. He seems to be more focused on cleaning up the dishes, cleaning up the food, and then has to excuse himself to go to sleep as his next shift now starts in 8 hours. So, He goes upstairs. Excuse
You're-
me all.
You have a really beautiful home, by the way. To the
smiles.
mother, to the mother as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
she looks over. Costas, did you hear that? Thank you. He's the one who takes care of the home.
No, it's quite marvelous. I was just more saying in general, you all have a beautiful home.
It is, isn't it?
And thank you for
I
letting us
chiseled
in.
it myself.
I noticed that I think Gray was really taking a look around the place last night when I think she probably got a little more to look at when we were all going to sleep. She just came in a little later at night.
Oh.
That's while Gray was gone.
Yeah. Gray, after rifling through, I imagine you then come downstairs again, and she looks over at you and goes, "Did you have a nice little tour of our home?"
I was just going through his stuff looking for something.
Oh no, we're talking about last night.
Yeah. Do you want to hear the story of all of our trophies?
Sure.
I think she'd love, especially the trophies that you have.
Oh, well, my trophies are in my room. I don't really keep them on display out here. Yeah. Lately, we've been trying to find a new room to keep them stored at. But that's going to take a little bit of extra digging. In time. Wow, you all are so awkward, aren't you?
No.
Mhm.
I don't know that. Would y'all want to hear the stories, or
Speaking of stories, I was really looking forward to reading out of at least someone had mentioned in the crowd that there was a library here that you all have.
Not really a library so much
Records?
as an archive, yes. We do have an archive.
I didn't know if it'd be rude of me to ask to look through those.
It's not rude to inquire about anything, but why?
My brother and I came here for, not specifically Valen, but Commodore for just knowledge of the natural world, specifically druidic in nature.
Oh, well, we have quite a few naturalists here. Forrest, you get stabbed in the side. Gray, roll damage. You take 11 points of force damage as a tiny needle stabs, but ripples your body open. Ah! Are you okay? Are you allergic to okra? You're muted, Gray.
Yes. Yeah, but I
What
can.
what kind of library were you looking for?
An archive, not a library.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you all are so much fun. No wonder Kadamas likes spending time with you. By the way, Kadamas, how much longer until you think you're going to return home?
this time, you just want to see the world a little bit longer and try to see if I get more skilled enough to take the trial. Become
Oh.
the best.
Don't feel like you need to, you know? If you enjoy the world out there more, and you're safe, by all means.
Don't worry, I am coming back.
There's no rush.
Thank you.
She smiles in a little bit of an endearing way, but you can definitely tell Kadamas is a little annoyed by it. But, anyways. I heard you went to screw my son.
What?
And I think that is where we're going to end the session, everybody.
I was gonna ask, did she get like stuck in like a weird face there?
Who?
Gray.
Gray.
Just
Just
like
immediate.
the-
Gray, can you make a con save?
Dar is
no.
confused
Oh no!
Yeah, Dar?
by the term screw. He has no idea what she's talking about.
Ah, fuck. It was 12. I
Yep.
still had it on whisper.
I'm casting momentary stasis on Gray, so she's stuck and frozen in time like that for a minute.
Anyways, I think that'll be a great point for us to leave off, everybody. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Flanagans abound. Viewers, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.